So we're back with a brand new episode of Walkin and Talkin with Tim. There you go. And today's guest is the one and only Cindy Cipriani. Now, Cindy is not only an author of a best-selling book on Amazon called The 5C Solution, but she's also a life coach and a grief counselor. And with all that's going on in the world right now, which is crazy as we're coming out of COVID, post-COVID, and with all the heartbreaking things that are going on in the country and around the world, people are unrest and they need help. And Cindy's mission is really in life is to help those people and give them an outlet and a place to go to talk about things and hopefully solve some of their issues, or at least get them under control so they don't do something terrible, right?
Yes.
So I guess the first question I'm going to throw at Cindy is, first of all, how do people find you?
They can find me on Facebook at Clear Path by Cindy. They can find me on my website, Clear Path by Cindy. They can just Google Cindy Cipriani and I will pop up.
And there you go. And so how do you help people? What is your main focus on the way you help folks?
Well, it's kind of twofold. One is the grief work that I do. So I'm a certified grief recovery specialist. And what that means is that I'm trained by the Grief Recovery Institute that has what I have found to be the best way of processing emotions of loss. And that loss could be anything. It could be a breakup. It could be losing your job. It could be losing your pet. It could be a death in the family. It could be loss of self-confidence. So any type of loss is emotion that builds up inside of you. And a lot of times you feel like, I don't know what to do with this. And then it builds up to the point where we start acting out and we do things that we call STIRBs. You want to know what a STIRB is?
Hit me.
It is a short-term energy relieving behavior. So some people have that extra glass of wine at night, or they turn to drugs, or they shop too much, or sleep too much, or tattoos. Tattoos are actually a short-term energy relieving behavior. So we do these things because we're kind of exploding emotionally, and we don't know what to do with that energy. And so the Grief Recovery Institute has formulated a method to walk people through processing not just what you're going through like right now,
Right.
but any past hurts or pain that may be contributing to what's happening now.
Right. How do you help them?
So I walk them through the process from the Grief Recovery Institute. And it's, people say, well, how long is that going to take? And is it like opening Pandora's box? Like I start talking about my problems and, I just want to deal with what's happening now, not like,
it's serious
15
stuff.
years ago.
That's serious stuff.
Yes. But what people find is that it's the first time, a lot of times, that they're able to really piece together what's currently happening in their life with maybe the subconscious messages that they had gotten from the past. And I feel really privileged to be able to hear people's stories and to be able to have a concrete step-by-step method to walk them through to help them process this and also release the pain and the grief.
Right.
And then the other thing is, after...
Just walked through a whole load of bugs back there. It's early in the morning. We usually do these at night, and
it's very sticky out
it's early today.
And
so you walk them through.
Yeah, and the other thing is that you might be feeling lost, and you're like, okay, so this change has happened in my life, and I don't even know who I am anymore. Like someone who's lost a spouse after a long time, they're like, it was always the two of us. Like,
right.
I don't even know who I am as an individual, or got divorced or something like that.
Yep.
So that's where my 5C solution comes in, where we actually get clarity as to who you are, what you want in life, and then how to get it.
And in the military, I brought that up as we were walking around, with all that's going on with our veterans. I mean, I imagine you hear from them as well, right?
Yes.
And it's got to be a big concern of yours.
It is. Post-traumatic stress is a real thing. And again, a lot of times people don't know how to deal with it. And so what do we do when we're stressed out? You know, we talk to a friend, and that friend doesn't really know how to help, right? Maybe they just
listen.
Sometimes they say stupid stuff, you know, like, oh, just get over it, you know.
Yeah.
You know, come on, it was a long time ago, you know, you're fine. You know, they say things that they're trying to help us, but they're not really helpful.
Right.
Or sometimes we go to our doctors, and then our doctors want to give us something for anxiety or something for stress. And I'm not against medications, but I'm just saying that they kind of mask the problem a lot of times. So you really need to get to the root of what is causing this anxiety or stress. And then the post-traumatic stuff, oh my gosh, like I had post-traumatic stress syndrome, but I was able to overcome it through this process of the grief work, and then also with my 5C solutions. So what my big message is that there is hope. There is something you can literally do, not just going to somebody and sitting there and talking, and then at 45 minutes they say, okay, let's stop there and pick that up next week. And you walk out and you're like, what just happened? You know, like I could have sat at a bar and told the bartender that, like, I need steps.
Have the bartender say, you want another one?
Yeah,
you good?
Exactly.
Want your check now?
I used to think to myself, like, I need tools. I need concrete things to do so that when I wake up tomorrow morning, I'm not still in this pit of despair.
Right.
And I feel really good that I have those tools that I can share with people.
Right. So one of your tools is obviously the 5C solution, right?
Yes.
So hit us with the 5 C's real quick.
So you remember them on your hand? The little finger is for clarity. It's like your GPS. If you don't have an address, you're not going to get anywhere, right? It's going to be useless. So you have to figure out who you are and who you want to be and what you want in life. And once you have that clarity, then the next finger is your ring finger, and that stands for commitment. So do you know why we wear wedding bands on that finger?
I don't.
It's because back in the Roman days, they thought that we had an artery that went from that finger
to your heart. I have heard that. You're about to get me in trouble at home.
So that's your commitment finger. So you have to commit to making changes. And change is hard, right?
Nobody likes change, right?
Right. So as soon as you commit to something, life is going to throw you the middle finger, and that is challenges. Okay? So challenges are going to come up, either external challenges, but mostly internal challenges.
Did you just give everybody the finger? I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I'm just saying, I didn't do it.
I very carefully try not to do that. But those challenges are in your head. We all have that negative voice in our head, and it tells us 50 million reasons why we can't do something, right? So like you just went on 75 hard and just lost all this weight, and I'm sure every morning your thought was, okay, I'm getting up, and there's a couple reasons popped in your head why you couldn't do it, right? Oh,
sure.
It's a little hot. I don't know if I feel like doing this today. But because you were committed, you were able to keep going, right? So we have to identify...
That's that weak voice in your head talking.
Yes.
You gotta listen to the boss voice.
Exactly. So we identify the challenges, and then we create, which is your pointing finger, we create a step-by-step plan to move forward. And the key that holds it all together is every step you take is hard because it's a change, right? You have to celebrate it, which is thumbs up.
There you go.
If you celebrate it, your brain says, okay, that was hard, but I got to celebrate. Let me go to the next step. So like some people have a goal to lose 20 pounds, and they give up after 3 or 4 because it's hard, right?
Nothing easy about it.
They didn't recognize that they were making progress with that first pound, second pound, third pound.
You got to focus on the positive
results,
not the negative stuff.
And you have to actually do something that acknowledges your progress so that you keep moving. So that's the 5 C's.
Most people